All right, so here we go. Tonight we have Joel Nunez. One of my favorite parts of this job is interacting with authors, especially ones being published for the first time. As a writer, I feel that their energy is infectious. This happened when I first met Joel Nunez a few days ago inside her store. And after reading some of her blogs and her book, I found that it showed in her writing. I think she's a very energetic, creative person, and I look forward to things to come from her. But now we're going to talk about what it means to be a mom, a book published by Adams Media of Simon and Schuster Publishers. And we're really, really pleased to have her and fellow author Kimberley Troutte, a writer of 15 books. They're here to join us for a chat. So please welcome Joel and Kimberley.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, Joel. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Oh, so I'm thrilled to be here. I was so pleased, Joel, when you asked me to come and do this event with you because Michael's right. You just have such a great spirit. You're so energetic and a really, really good writer. And, we met locally, what was it? The spin class, I believe.
Yeah.
And she's a great spinner too.
Oh, so are you.
All the things. So I just am really happy to be here and to talk about this great book and how it came about and what it is that you're doing and what it means to be a mom. This fantastic book. And it's so cute and fun and full of humor, heart, inspiration, and I just really love it. And it's perfect for Mother's Day, so I hope a bunch of mothers pick it up and really feel that those good sentiments that are in the book. And I just wanted to kind of ask you some things about it so that you can kind of tell us a little bit about how you got started and this great, yes, there you go. This great first time publishing with Simon Schuster, one of the biggest publishers out there. And I'm just so pleased for you. And I have to ask you, how did all this come about? How did you get started?
Well, I started my blog after having my first daughter, and I was trying to kind of make sense of being a mom. So it feels like it's kind of come full circle. And I mean, I'm still figuring that out, but I think I'll be trying to figure it out for a long time. But becoming a mom was this huge thing, and I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. So I kind of turned to writing, as I generally do when I have a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings, and tried to just kind of figure it out, and things would make me laugh here and there. So I was trying to kind of, use humor to ease the situation or whatever it was that was giving me a problem day to day or whatever I was struggling with. So I would just kind of turn to writing and turn to humor and write it out. And I remember starting my blog, and I would write when my daughter would take her nap time. So for that hour and a half, I would just sit and write and come up with this short little, what I thought was funny blog for whatever happened during the day. And yeah, so every day I would just do that. And then she stopped napping eventually. So then I kind of stopped writing. And then that kind of led me to Twitter and doing short things and trying to find my mom voice that way. Because then it could be just tweet anything out. You don't have to sit down and write anything for an hour or whatever. But so then that kind of started, and I don't know, I never thought I was funny, but people would relate or, say, oh yeah, that's so true. And so that kind of, I don't know, helped me. So yeah, and then coming to this book, it just feels like it's full circle with my blog and my tweets kind of coming together. And that way of, in my blog, I always tried to put a little bit of heart there at the end, or kind of, wrap it up and be like, well, tomorrow will be a better day, or whatever the blog was about. But I did kind of try to put that in there. So having this be a mixture of humor and heart kind of feels like true to, I guess, my voice from the beginning. So
Oh, that's great. And so, so you did blogs and social media, and then didn't you write some essays as well?
yes, so
Kind of longer pieces?
yeah, I was trying to kind of explore subjects that I would kind of blog about and turn those into longer essays and kind of put them together in some kind of order that they would kind of make sense together, and that kind of explained, I guess, like my first year of motherhood. That's what I have been working on. So just kind of going through all the stages of becoming a mom and learning, figuring it out and winging it, because I feel like it's a constant day-to-day thing of winging it. Even today, I was like, yep, it's, it is what it is. So
And you now have you have two children now, right? Two daughters.
yes, I have two girls, 10 and 8.
So you've been writing the whole time since
yeah,
before they were born, or when they were born.
yeah. Yes. They've been inspiring me from the beginning. So yeah,
Awesome.
before they were born, I was writing fiction and just kind of playing around with that and seeing where that would lead. And I remember joining a writers group in San Diego when we lived down there, and I was pregnant, and not even knowing that I would kind of choose this kind of path, or I don't know, finding that voice. So I never anticipated writing about motherhood, or that it would just kind of come naturally. And yeah, so that was interesting, but fun, because I do love writing about it. It helps me like figure out everything, all my feelings. So it's good in that way.
Oh yeah, and you've helped other people too, I'm sure. So it's been about a 10-year process or so to finally get yourself published, and you're an overnight success.
Not really. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes.
It typically takes a long time. Nobody's really an overnight success, but I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
So then let's see. So your humor is kind of your go-to, right? When things are not going exactly as planned, and that comes out in your writing.
Yeah, definitely. I always am trying to find a way to laugh at it, or laugh at myself in whatever situation, or make other people laugh, like my family in the situation. So, yeah.
And so then did Simon and Schuster come to you, or did you submit to them, or how did that go?
I submitted my essays that I had been working on. I submitted those and to an acquisitions editor, and she, I think, asked for a full, so I was excited, and then finally heard back and she had passed, so I was bummed, and I was like, oh, why am I doing this? Should I, whatever, had a bad day. And then the next day she emailed me and said, would you want to submit for this book series? And I was like, okay, I guess I won't give up. I'll keep trying. And yes, I would love to submit. So, because it was easy, because it's kind of what I had been working on with tweeting and that kind of stuff, and Instagram and writing memes. And so I was like, well, that's easy. I have, stuff I could submit right now, write a short introduction and kind of put it together. And they said yes. So I was really happy and excited. And then I thought, okay, well, we'll give this a shot. And yeah, it was, a couple weekends here and there of my husband taking the girls out of the house so I could use my brain and try to form a sentence. And yeah, submitted half of it and then the other half. And yeah, it was fun.
And it's really such a cute book, and all the colors and the artwork. So you didn't do the artwork, that was something that the publisher did, right?
Yeah, they did all the design inside, which I love too. Like if I could pick something, it would look like this. Like it's really cute, it's fun colors. And I had a friend who was like, they really did a really great job, kind of mixing in all the colors too. Like it's not just one, I don't know, series.
And it's a nice size to like put in your purse.
Yeah.
Take with you.
Yeah. I think so. But yeah, it was really, I'm really happy with it. It's funny because I was sitting here thinking like it wasn't what I set out to do. I had this whole other idea, but I'm really happy with how it came out. And that's kind of, I don't know, everything in parenthood is kind of, you have these expectations and you have these ideas of what you think it's going to look like and what you think is going to happen, and then none of that happens, or it looks totally different, and then you're like, wow, that's okay, that's surprising. But then it ends up being great and wonderful, and that's how I kind of feel about this book. Like it wasn't what I envisioned, and we had talked about that, but I'm really pleased with it, and I love it.
Oh, it's great. So do you, I know one of the things that you had said to me was that when you're writing it, it kind of was helping you to work through your situations, but I think it probably helped it's helped a lot of moms, or, even your blogs and your essays have probably helped a lot of moms I'm a mom too, in our situation. I'm at the other end. My kids are, older and out of the house. And, I still remember all those situations. When your kids were small, did you turn to any other moms to kind of help you?
Oh yeah, definitely. When they were babies and I was wearing one of them and then chasing the other one. And I was like, I have to meet some friends. I have to, get out of here for one thing, get out of the house and let them, like it's just better when you're running around in the fresh air. But I reached out to a place here to go to MOPS. So they had mothers of preschoolers. And that's where I ended up meeting two of my really good friends. And, we've stuck together this whole time, and they're probably here. Hi, guys. And that's made such a difference with getting through like the hard days and, just kind of venting to each other and helping each other and not comparing, but just kind of understanding like what we're all going through. So yeah, I'd be lost without like my mom friends. Yeah. They've made it so much easier. And yeah, I feel like help each other, and we're always there for each other through all the hard times. But yeah, so I was really glad to have like a group and we could all get together and just kind of share our experiences.
Do you have any pages in the book that represents those kinds of friendships?
I would love to read one. Let's see, I have it marked here. Yeah, and that was, that's an easy one for me to write because my friends have helped me get through so many situations. So it's near the beginning of the book, and it looks like this. And it's cute. It has little flowers. It looks perfect for Mother's Day. It says, if you're lucky, you find a mom friend you can tell your less than perfect mom moments to, knowing she'd never judge because she's been there herself. So
love that.
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning, I felt like I was supposed to kind of have it all together. And, I wouldn't really confess if I felt like I didn't know what I was doing, even though that is how I felt. And I'm sure a lot of moms feel that way. But then you meet these friends, these mom friends who you connect with, and you're like, I feel like I can tell you the less than perfect moments, and you would just completely understand and like not judge and make me feel like it's normal. So yeah, those kind of mom friends are essential.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have a few of those myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to share with you one of my favorite pages. It looks like this. I don't know. How do you see that? Wait, hard to see because I've got a blurred background. It says, motherhood is feeling like you're doing everything wrong and then being pleasantly surprised when your kids show you that you were actually doing something right.
Aww.
I love that. I love that because when they're I have two boys. You have two girls. I have two boys, and mine are men now. But when they're little and you just you keep telling them different things and you're like, you never know if they're going to get it. You never know if it sinks in. You never know if they're actually hearing you. And until you see them either relaying that information to a friend or someone else or acting it out, whatever it is that you've said. And it's the moment like, oh my gosh, they heard me.
Yes, I am making a difference. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
My mom used to call it the mom's voice. She's like, you'll hear me one of these days. You'll be out there and you'll hear my voice. And that's the mom's voice.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like I tell them that now. I'm like, well, just wait. But I love that one too, because I found this little booklet that my older daughter had made me, but I didn't know. She kind of left it somewhere for me to find. And it was this really sweet, I think we had a bad day the day before, or even a bad morning, it was a struggle and whatever. I can't remember what happened, but I don't know. It was just, I felt like a failure. So maybe I don't know, a couple hours later, I find this little booklet, or maybe it was the next day. And it was just something that said, you were the best mom in the world. And she had decorated it with a little flower. And I think there was something else in there, but I was like, okay, she can say that after whatever happened. And okay, so I'm not so bad. And I don't know, it just made me think okay, it's okay. We're going to have those moments and then we're going to get past them and we're going to be okay. And I think that's kind of what inspired that quote.
Yeah, that's great. I love that one.
I love what you're saying too, though, because I feel like, all these things that we're trying to help them with, and who knows if it's working, but eventually we'll figure out if it's working.
When we don't, we just hope it did.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
How about your writing style? Has anyone ever compared your style or your writing voice to any other authors?
I have my mother-in-law's friend. Her name is Celeste. She's the sweetest, and I love her. And when I first started my blog, she was one of my only readers, because I feel like it was just my mom's and my family reading it, which was fine because I was writing it just because, and kind of to remember what was happening at that time. And she would read my blogs and always have just supportive, nice things to say. And then she gave me Irma Bombeck's book and Nora Ephron's book and said, your style reminds me of these two writers. And I knew who Nora Ephron was because I loved her movies, but I never read her. And then I had never heard of Irma Bombeck. And then I read her first and I thought, oh my gosh, how come I've never read this before? But I mean, before I was a mom, that wasn't really what I was reading. And I just really connected with it and thought, oh, okay, now I see why she thinks we're similar, have a similar style. And the content is obviously the same. But so it was awesome for me to kind of connect with these older writers and just see that, okay, well, this has been done before and this is my take on it. And it was just fun for me to kind of explore that genre or style that I had never really read before or been aware of. So I'm always so thankful. I just saw her this past weekend and I was like, thank you. I still have your books in my living room and I reference them and I read them and they make me happy every time I go back to them. And I just feel understood when I read them. So it's a nice thing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. I mean, and it's really amazing that somebody found that gem in your voice that compares to other authors that are very well established. And so that's a nice a nice thing.
Yeah, it was a huge compliment, I thought. So I still have her. She wrote me a handwritten note when she gave me the books, and I think it's in there with the book, and I look at it and smile, and it's very sweet. So
So let's see. The book is supposed to be humor, chaos, and inspiration. But can you find, which is motherhood, right? And sometimes all at the same time.
Exactly. I feel that way day to day. I'm like, it's a lot always. Yeah.
Can you find a couple of each category that you really like in the book? Humor, heart, inspiration.
Yes.
Any of those that
I have one here. I'll go to inspiration. Let's see. I just passed it. Where did it go? Okay. So it's this page, kind of, I guess, towards the end. This one here. It says, sharing your truth about motherhood isn't about getting others to agree with you. It's about reaching that one mom who relates and needs to hear that she's not alone.
Oh.
So I feel like that kind of goes back to what I was saying about when I was needing some friends and I met my mom friends that I have now. And it's funny when you have little kids like that and you're either at the park or wherever and you're kind of already like in the same situations and spaces and you kind of just start oversharing and that's like how you connect and you're like, oh yeah, that happened to me too. Or yeah, so I don't know, your truth in motherhood, isn't about getting others to agree with you. So yeah, it's not really like you need to do what I'm doing and because this is the right way. It's just kind of being like, yeah. So you're never going to know who you connect with. So
do you think that during the pandemic right now, a lot of mothers with really tiny children were really disadvantaged then, not having that park interaction?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I can't imagine how hard that must have been. Yeah, because that's kind of the only thing I did at that when they were that little, and to be stuck in quarantine or at home, and during that, that's really hard. I hope that they were able to kind of make connections other ways, because that would have been really hard for me. I know that would have been.
Yeah, agreed. So what other examples do you have of favorites?
Let's see. I have this one. Let's see, because it reminds me of my mom, and I love my mom so much, and she's been just making me laugh so much lately, and her support of this book is like nothing else. So I was going to read this one in her honor, this page.
Right.
So it says, there's no guilt like mom guilt, but there's also no stronger pride than mom pride. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of I think every mom has a lot of mom guilt at, one point or another. But I really wanted to focus on the mom pride thing because my mom's been going around everywhere just supporting my book so much, and she's so proud of me that I'm like, there's nothing stronger than that, and she's just so happy and excited for me. So I'm like, if I could just turn that mom guilt into mom pride, which I have, like, I know I'm so proud of my girls, and for them to grow up and all the stages that they've already accomplished and been through and everything that they have in their future, it's exciting, and I can't wait to see all those things. And it's like seeing my mom react, and her reaction to this book is, it's just such a sweet thing, and that I'm looking forward to with my own girls. So like whatever they end up doing,
Have you thought about what sort of a role model you are right now for your girls? I mean, imagine
here and there, but at the same time, I think it's funny because I don't know exactly what they're thinking. Like their reactions are always really funny to the book and to me talking about the book, or now that they see it and can hold it, and they're like, okay, this is actually real, this thing you've just been talking about for so long. And I know they're proud of me too, so that's kind of a fun thing. But I also kind of wonder, like, a while from now, like what that will be like for them, or what it means to them. So it'll be interesting. They're so funny.
Well, I can tell you that you know, you've been working on something that you enjoy and you worked hard at for 10 years, and
Yeah.
you now have a book in your hand. So, you know, that's one thing that you can express to them, that, you know, when you have something that you're really passionate about, you really enjoy doing, and you're not doing it for everybody else, you're doing it because it means something to you. And that's really important to instill that, you know, passion in kids, and have them find the thing that makes them happy and be willing to work at it for years.
Yeah. You're exactly right. I love that. Yeah, I hope that they're getting all that. I think so. Like, I think eventually they'll understand that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a
How
good-
did they respond when they actually held the book? When it
I was
came?
going to talk about it with my next one,
Okay.
the humor one, because let's see, where did I put that one? Because their reaction, it was really funny. I can't find it now. Shoot,
Oh, sorry.
It's the Mom Speak. There's a page in here. It's called Mom Speak. Oh, here it is. It's kind of, I guess, near the beginning. It's called Mom Speak Decoded. So they grabbed, like, I waited. We got this box of books, and I waited for my husband to get home, and I just thought it would be this fun, like, family moment. And I really was so excited to share it with all of them, and it just kind of felt surreal, like, oh, this is happening. It's here, and I'm so excited. And we open it, and the girls both grab one, and they, you know, start reading, and I get like a mixed reaction, like, hey, what? Where's my name? You said you were gonna put my name in here, and I did, but so it was just funny. And then my older daughter, she grabbed it. So the Mom Speak Decoded goes, so the mom would say, I'll be right back. And that means mommy needs a timeout. I'll think about it, which means there's no way. And the thing that my brother and I grew up with hearing, because I said so, means I can't think of a reason. So now they know all of my things that I tell them, and they're like, we know exactly what you're really saying when you say these things to us. So she was like, I'm going to take a picture of this page and put it in my room so that I know what your response is really saying. And I thought, well, you don't need to take a picture. You have the book. You can just take the book. And she was like, oh, okay. So it just made me laugh. And I was like, this is a really funny moment that I thought was going to go a totally different way. But I loved it. It was, yeah, I still want to write a blog about it. I haven't done it yet because things have been a little busy, but I'm eventually going to write about it because I just want to remember that moment of both of them kind of just turning to me. And yeah, it was really sweet and funny, just like everything else that happens with us in any moment. It goes from like just this feeling of, I was so like pure bliss of happiness and being like, I did this thing. And then it was, okay, this is your reaction. Yeah, it was up and down. It was funny. So
Brought you right back down, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was like a real dose of reality. And then we've kind of been watching it, and they're like, okay, you have a book out, but can you get me a snack, or can you like do this thing for me, and you still need to do this for me? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm still a mom, and you know, I'm still doing all the things I do every day. So yeah, it puts it in perspective. It's really funny. It's great.
So let's see, I was going to ask about your family's response, but so I got your kids. How about your husband?
He's so cute. He's very proud, and he feels like he doesn't tell me enough that he's proud and excited for me, but he does. And I know he's proud. When we were in San Diego this past week, we went to the Barnes and Noble there, and he was like, we're going to go find your book. And I was like, okay. And I took the girls to get books of their own, and then he went around to go find it, and it was right in the front because of Mother's Day. So he was like, let's take your picture. And then I wasn't going to say anything because I don't like to make a scene, but the ladies at the behind the counter were kind of looking at us and smiling, and he's like, that's my wife's book right there. And they were like, oh, do you want to sign them? And I was like, okay. So it was really cute because I thought, well, if you didn't say that, I wouldn't have said anything, even though I should have, but it was really sweet. So he was just excited in the moment, and it was really sweet. It was a fun little thing to have happen. So it was fun.
And how
But
about your mommy friends?
They're so excited and supportive. They're like beyond, I love them all. And they have bought books and supported me and have tried telling everyone that they know. And yeah, I love them. They're the best. And they're so encouraging and they're just always there for me. They're so sweet. So it's been,
Oh,
everyone's reaction has been so
fantastic.
nice.
Yeah,
It's,
sounds good.
it's really encouraging too, because I'm like, well, there's this thing that I did, and like I said, it wasn't like what I set out to do. So then it didn't feel like something I could be like, so excited about, or like I was excited, but I don't know, it didn't feel, maybe it didn't even feel real to me because it wasn't this thing that I was going out with and shopping around. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, and to have the opportunity too. I feel like it was such a good learning experience, and just like a fun thing to work on and just be a part of. So yeah.
So what's next for you? You have any new goals?
I do. I would love to write more of everything, like nonfiction, fiction, children's books. I don't know. I love all of it, and maybe that's my problem, is I'm not focused on one thing. But I want to go back to the essays too and kind of figure those out again and rework them. I feel like I have a new perspective on those. I think because of the heart part of this book, and even the inspirational side of it has kind of helped me figure out, like, maybe that's the path. I can put a little bit more of that into my essays, because I feel like they were maybe a little too honest or a little too harsh, or so maybe they could use a dose of that, and that would kind of pick them up a little bit, and maybe it would give them new life. I don't know. So I do want to go kind of back over that. And I also want to go back to some fiction, a novel that I have, maybe like a quarter done right now. And I wish I had your dedication and discipline of writing, because I could have it done in 6 weeks if I were you, but because you're amazing. So we'll see. I definitely want to do more of both nonfiction and fiction. So
well, and now that everything is starting to open up, maybe we can meet in the coffee shop again and do some writing.
I hope so. I really hope so. That would be awesome. You keep me so inspired and encouraged too. So I appreciate that.
It's mutual.
Thank you. But I would definitely love a writing session. That would be fantastic. That would be great. So
do you think any of the audience here has any questions? Or
Matt, my brother, do you have any questions?
Matt?
Hello. No, I'm so glad to be here. Oh my God, it's wonderful that you guys put this on for my sister. And I normally I used to be a public affairs person, so I'm used to talking, and it's like I'm speechless for the first time. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks, Maddie.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you. Great job.
It's good to see your face.
I love just hearing the stuff you're saying, and it sounds so good.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Thanks, good to see you.
So Jewel,
yes.
Do you think that people that publish, big time publishers, ask just anybody to write a book for them? This never happens.
It doesn't.
As Kimberley can attest. And you're going to inspire a lot of jealousy out of the rest of us writers.
Really? Oh my gosh.
But you are onto something here. And I think you could take this very far.
Thank you.
And one of the YouTube viewers said, it seems like you have a movie in you. Would you rather write a screenplay or a book?
Oh my gosh. Both. No, that's funny. The one novel that I'm working on right now, I always get stuck at a certain point, and I thought maybe I should turn this into a screenplay. I think the way I usually start with is dialogue, and that comes really easily for me. And then I get hung up on all the, the parts that make it a good book. So that's why I thought maybe I should just write dialogue. Maybe I should write a screenplay. So I don't know. That's a really interesting idea that I might have to pursue. So that would be a fun thing to kind of play with. And I don't know, that could be really cool. Thank you for that.
There's a lot of things out there. And are you writing every day right now?
No.
Oh, you're being mommy every day.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, and doing stuff for the book, I think is, taken over, at least for right now. But I'm really hoping to get back to writing every day. And I think, yeah, just kind of having that creativity come back that I think I'm missing right now. So yeah, I don't know though, with summer coming, that's always kind of hard, but maybe I can make it work. I'm really bad about getting up early and really bad about staying up late. So I need to kind of make a choice and do one or the other and kind of commit and be more disciplined like him. But yeah.
As a mom, how difficult is it to carve out time? I mean, you're working a full-time job being a mom.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of find the time to kind of piece things together with this book. Like I said, my husband would take the kids out of the house like for the weekend, during the day or whatever, so I could kind of just have quiet and write. Or I don't know, one time I met Kim at the coffee shop before the pandemic and we wrote, but that wasn't even working on this. So I hadn't talked to Kim for so long and I hadn't even told her that I was working on this. And then I thought, oh, well, I have this book coming out. Would you help me? And she was so gracious and like so amazing to help me with this.
She was so darn modest. She's like, I got this little thing, you want to come? And I got this book. I'm like, oh my God, Simon Schuster, your first out of the park.
Well, I don't know. It was just kind of, I feel like it was luck, a lot of luck. The timing was right, I guess, for me to kind of approach the editor with what I thought I had, and then it turned into this. So, yeah.
But Michael's right. I mean, you have a great voice, and so they could tell by what they read that you would be somebody who could do what they needed to have done. So he's right. They don't just, even accomplished authors don't just get a, request a lot of like that. So they saw a lot of potential in what you had, and they were right.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. And that'll keep me going too.
As they say, luck is the residue of design. And I think the harder you work, the luckier you indeed get.
Prepared to move.
Yeah.
So Kimberly, though, what was your reaction to your friend's news that she was finishing up a book here?
Well, I didn't know about it till I actually saw it. I mean, and I was super excited for her. I mean, it's just, that's amazing. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. I know we were going to get together and write before the pandemic, and then it was, everything, the world shut down, and then we, fell out of touch. And then, so I just said, hey, remember that time like a year ago we were going to get together? Now I have this book out, and I'm glad that the world is coming back around, and we can hopefully get back and get writing again together. And I know Kim's working on a series right now, so that's exciting. So that's awesome.
Okay, Kim, tell us. We're here for you.
What I do is different than what Jewel does. I am a romance novelist. So all my books are typically romantic suspense, a lot of action.
Ah,
Yeah, and so that's what I really enjoy. So I'm just starting a new series right now, more like a spy thriller kind of deal. So
cool.
it's fun.
Romance is huge. The market is very big. So, but it's also on the hush hush because I think people generally in public, they whisper, "Do you have the romance section?" It's like, oh yeah, it's like one of our biggest sections in the store. And I go, oh,
Everyone loves it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know about this award. I just was notified last week or a week and a half ago that I'm up for the Vivian Award, which is the RWA New Rita. So that's kind of like the Oscar for romance novelists. So I'm very excited about that, and I'll wait to hear. And then of July, I guess they'll announce whether or not who won. I was up for a Rita in 2015, and Nora Roberts stole it out from underneath me. So
oh,
Yeah.
that woman.
that woman.
That one with a million books.
She sold enough books now.
Yeah.
It's time for the Kimberley Trouts to take over.
Yeah, I think so.
So, Jewel, while we wrap this up, Jewel, is there anything you or Kimberly wanted to add?
Let's see.
Looking at my notes.
I know, I'm looking too. I did have one more. Oh, the chaos part. I actually never shared
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Let's hear some
But
chaos.
it kind of just goes back to what I was saying. Oh, and that's funny. It's on the other side of the one that you liked, Kim.
Oh, nice.
So it's just shout out to motherhood for making us experts on dealing with the unexpected. So yeah, it just kind of goes back to, I think what brought me to starting my blog and brought me to finding my mom voice was just the unexpected. And that is, I feel like what every mom deals with on a daily, day-to-day basis is things come up and things don't go as planned, and you just kind of have to learn how to figure it out in the moment. But then those are also the moments that can be like the best memories usually, where you're like, oh, everything was falling apart and gosh, this was just the worst day. And then something out of nowhere happens. The kids either just hug you or say something sweet, or I don't know, you see a bird or together that you all notice, or I don't know, there's just something that happens that will kind of turn it around for you and be like, oh, okay, everything fell apart, but then we had this one little moment, and then it'll be like the one thing you remember for a long time, or the thing that sticks with you and makes everything kind of make sense and makes all the other unexpected stuff seem not such a big deal. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's the chaos, I guess, is, yeah, that one reminded me of chaos. So the chaos of the day to day, but it's also the best chaos. So yeah, that was the other one I had marked that I wanted to share. So
well, Jill Nunez, thank you for sharing your work, your life, and your words with us. And I have a feeling Kimberly and the rest of you can agree that she's just starting, I think. She's just,
I believe so.
Thank you, Kim.
So
thank you guys for giving me this opportunity too. Like, I would have never in a million years thought I would do something like this, because I'm just not good at public speaking and kind of putting myself out there. But at the same time, I'm so excited about this that I'm like, this is a big thing. It has taken me 10 years, like you said, Kim. Like, I should be proud and want to share it and just kind of put myself out there. And then it's been so great. So thank you for this opportunity. It's been a lot of fun and exciting. And yeah, it's really awesome. So,
great. Kimberly, is there anything you wanted to add?
No, not really. Just thank you for inviting me, Jewel. And I'm really pleased to get to share this great opportunity with you and just be next to you. And
thank you. That means
happy
so
with you.
I'm so happy you made this so awesome for me, and you've helped me so much, and you inspire me. So thank you. Like, I can't say thank you enough, really.
Oh, you're welcome.
Best. Thank you so much. It's been
Well,
fun.
thank you everyone for joining us,
Thank you.
and happy
Thank you.
Mother's Day to everyone out there, and take care
Yeah,
of each
happy
other.
Mother's Day, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Bye-bye.